And I knew exactly what sequence of moves it was gonna make.
One of the battle scenes in Murderbot Season 1, Episode 3 has already reached a high point, but the scenario from the novel is even better. Murderbot on Apple TV Plus is categorized into several different genres. The show is humorous in certain ways, such as the rise and fall of Sanctuary Moon and Murderbot's, Alexander Skarsgård, discomfort. Murderbot is a high-concept science fiction program because of other elements, such as the Malevolent Company. Nevertheless, Murderbot is also an action series, and Episode 3 demonstrated that it is capable of thrilling viewers with a strong combat sequence. There is a lot of action in Martha Wells's The Murderbot Diaries, the book that served as the inspiration for Murderbot. Similar to the show, the first novel, All Systems Red, begins with Murderbot defending Bharadwaj, Tamara Podemsky, from a huge, multi-toothed monster, and it only becomes more bloody and vicious from there. The ferocity and coolness of All Systems Red's second main combat, which was introduced in Murderbot Episode 3, did not let anyone down. Even if that battle in Murderbot was fantastic, All Systems Red's rendition is strangely superior. Murderbot's fight against the hacked sec unit was one of the Apple TV Plus show's best scenes yet. After investigating the habitat of the Deltfall survey and discovering that the sec units there had been compromised, Murderbot engaged in combat with it in the third episode of Murderbot's first season. The highlight of Murderbot Season 1 thus far was undoubtedly the battle with the compromised sec unit. The physicality of the sec unit's fighting choreography and the fight's real mechanics were both performed incredibly well. Even though it could have been longer, it was a fantastic demonstration of Murderbot's potential for future battles and Alexander Skarsgård's action skills. However, Murderbot's use of predictive technology is by far its most astounding aspect. An already fantastic combat scenario was made even more unforgettable by Murderbot's ability to predict the other sec unit's every move, which reminded me in the best conceivable way of Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes. It was to watch the sec unit's hologram perform a full battle just before Murderbot flawlessly retaliated against every action. It was a true high point of the first 3 episodes of Murderbot, and it gives me optimism for the show's future. Murderbot's fight with the sec units was even better in the books. Even while the combat scene in Murderbot Episode 3 was fantastic, it wasn't as amazing as the one in Martha Wells's novels. Murderbot in All Systems Red concludes that the sec units at Deltfall were waiting for it, but it takes different course of action. As it moves stealthily, Murderbot ambushes 2 of them from behind and launches itself straight into a shower of energy bolts while firing back. The way Murderbot assesses the situation and engages other sec units by entering the battle and determining whose parts give out first is something truly unique that the show simply fails to portray. In addition, Dr. Mensa Noma Dumezweni played a far more part in Murderbot's battle in the books than she did in the television series. Mensa quietly caught up on Murderbot's cues and ordered it to go back to the hopper once it discovered that the other sec units had set up a body and created a trap for it. Although she is totally unaware in the Murderbot show, Mensa exploited her acute situational awareness to provide Murderbot with the ideal pretext for its ambush in the books. Mensa has nothing to do with Murderbot's conflict, although her quick thinking could have improved the situation. I sincerely hope that All Systems Red's rendition of the Murderbot battle was able to be seen. With Apple TV Plus's budget, the visual representation of Murderbot being shot to pieces while eliminating the other sec units may have been one of the show's most visceral and visually striking scenes. Nevertheless, I'm still that I got to see Murderbot's predictive software because it gave the character a new dimension that I wasn't even aware I wanted. Murderbot is excellent on its own, even though it isn't a perfect replica of All Systems Red.